Minister, first of all, I think we need to acknowledge the work that has been done by the people in social protection over the last year. A few questions for you. In the line of the PUP, is there any intention for those with businesses that are pension age or over that they weren't entitled to it, even though that money borrowed? Is there any intention to change that? Second of all, Minister, will there be a commitment? I see at the moment that one of the vaccines that we had hung our hat on is not being recommended in Germany over 65, which could prolong some of our situation here. Will there be a commitment to continue the PUP as long as possible? Thirdly, it's imperative that employers around this country, because we'll be paying PUP and we'll be paying social welfare, if we do not keep the supports there for all the different employers around this country while they are closed, because be it rates, be it overhead charges, they are under ferocious pressure. And I'm asking, will the government be committed to make sure that that's continued for the simple reason there won't be jobs if they're gone. The other question, Minister, is in relation to carers, and I note what you said earlier on, Deputy Colin Burke brought it up, but if I am working in Dublin or wherever and I go home and I've seen these instances to mind someone belonging to you as a carer, you are means tested. Now, I think we should understand that if you're working and you're means tested, sometimes these people won't pass the means test, even though they've given up work completely and they're saving the state €800 a week because they get about 200 quid and it's €1,000 in any nursing home. Will there be some system brought in to simplify that? And on the CE schemes, because of the PUP and because of the last year, because of what we have gone through over the last year in the virus, can those people that were on the 3-year schemes be extended rather than looking at a few and giving the nod for a few months? Because it is more difficult at the moment for people to interview people. Thank you.
Minister, you have 1 minute to answer all those.
Okay. Thank you, Deputy, for raising these issues. I think it's important to say that for my department alone, we have expended an additional 10.5 billion in supports, both through the PUP, through the temporary wage subsidy scheme and through the employment wage subsidy scheme since the start of this pandemic. And I think, to be fair, the government has not been found wanting in terms of supporting businesses and in terms of supporting people who have unfortunately found themselves out of work. I have a number of deputies have raised with me the issue of extending the pandemic unemployment payment, and can I just say it's due. It's extended until the end of March. And I certainly will be reviewing it in consultation with my government colleagues. The issues we'll be looking at is, of course, where the virus is at, where the vaccination programme is at, and also looking at whether we have been able to open up the economy. So that decision will obviously be looked at very carefully, but government has not been found wanting in supporting people. So I think it's fair to say that. In the other issues you mentioned is those over the issue of carers, and I have spoken about this before. Social protection, the role of social protection is to give people a basic income. Social protection does not pay people for the work they do, and that's where I get a lot of questions about carers, and that's where we need to have a more joined up approach between my department and the Department of Health, because you're right when you say carers are providing that service, and the costs may or may not be incurred by the state in terms of the fair deal or whatever supports are there. But it is something that I do think we have to look at, Deputy.